We're here with Jesse, Megan, and Boba Fett. And we just got back from our investigation. It's about 4:16 in the morning. We're all kind of a little loopy, so bear with us. And where do we go, folks?
We went to Hazelgreen Cemetery in Ackley, Iowa, and we'd been there once before, and actually had one of the best K2 sessions that we'd ever had in CCPI history. Made contact with the little boy, and there's a theory that a witch is buried at this cemetery, and so we'd asked some questions regarding the witch when we were there last time, and received some pretty interesting responses. It actually was videotaped by some random people who showed up at the cemetery that night, but we never got our hands on the video, which is highly disappointing. So anyways, we made our triumphant return tonight, and we immediately started, myself and Megan and Gert, immediately went to the location that we had the K2 session, and almost instantaneously we started seeing some movement out in the trees. And well, the bugs were really bad, so Megan and I ran back to get some bug spray on, and as we were gone, Gert was still there, and he said he saw even more flashes of light going through the trees. And so we went back there and simply said, if there's anyone here, come and communicate with us. I brought up the idea, or the fact that we made communication last time, and letting the little boy know, which I don't know if I said it earlier, but we made contact with the little boy. Told him, if he was still there, to come and communicate with us, and we actually got some reactions in the form of whistling, and it was not just a simple whistle that you just hear out of nowhere. You clearly hear a human gasp with whistles following, and it happened 2 times in a row. And we actually, Megan and I asked, hey, did you whistle? No. And then we asked Garrett, we asked the rest of the crew, and nobody had whistled at the time. And so it was very, very cool. We continued on from there, and actually got some whistling in response. We said, if you can whistle again for us twice, so on and so forth. And we got several responses. I think we probably were up in towards the 10 count for as many whistles as we heard. Some of the best footsteps we've ever heard as well, closest footsteps.
Also, the whistling kept getting closer too. I mean, it got to the point where it was probably 2 or 3 feet away.
And the longer we were there, the more vibrant that the whistle sound became. Obviously, we said, that there was a lot of things we had around us that they could use the energy from in order to make themselves more known to us. And through that process, we noticed that the whistling became more defined, more detailed, and definitely louder as well, and closer. Again, we heard footsteps coming from directly in front of us. We saw several white mists. We heard things moving, through the trees.
Saw shadows through the moonlight, moonlight shining down. There'd be a shadow go across it.
And heard people, or like it sounded like people were walking in and out of the woods. Off to the left-hand side of myself, I heard a large body, so it seemed, come clearly out of a big, tall, wooded, weeded up area, and you could hear it, the footsteps coming through all the tall weeds and grass, and then get onto the shorter grass of the cemetery lawn. We then proceeded to attempt to make contact with the witch that is theorized to be there. And while we were there last time doing the K2 session, I had asked the little boy that I was talking to if there was a witch there. His immediate response was yes, but almost instantly after he said that, and we used the blink once for yes, twice for no kind of thing. And almost instantly after he said, yes, there is a witch, it was almost an instant response, switching that to a no. And after I asked why he switched his answer, communication pretty much cut off right after that last time. So I started right back in with that, trying to see if we could get the witch to communicate, and why the witch felt that she could control what this little boy was saying. And also I felt that there was not only the presence of a young boy, but also a young girl there. And we actually saw a white mist the size of a young child running in front of myself. And so, in light of that, I began to, kind of call out the witch per se, and ask why she felt that she could keep the kids in the woods. Because, I mean, the kids were obviously in the exact same spot they were last time, which was several months ago. And we continued to say, hey, why do you have the feeling that you get to keep these kids in here? I assured the kids that, that they could
go wherever they wanted to and do whatever they wanted to.
And so I then proceeded to hear what I felt was the little pitter-patters of children's feet running out of the cemetery, or out of the woods into the cemetery. And as I was saying this, I was like, in the past couple of minutes, I had this feeling that 3 kids just ran out of the woods into the cemetery. Immediately as I'm saying this, we hear what at the time we thought was gunshots. And myself...
Direct 2 pops, like a crack.
Mm-hmm.
Scared the bejesus out of us.
Yeah.
Took off running.
Mm-hmm. And I've never ran from anything on any investigation in my entire career of investigating. Never once. Sure, I've been scared, I've been startled, I've jumped, I've stepped back. I've never fully ran away. And, I didn't hesitate for a single second to run away.
I was actually sitting down, and I did not wait 2 seconds. I was gone.
Mm-hmm. I've said this all night long, that I was literally fearful for my life, because at the time, like I said, it sounded like it was gunshots. And again, why someone would be shooting, I have no idea. But we took off because we were fearful for our life, and we ended up going back, and we heard a few other little noises. But if Seth wants to go ahead and explain right now what he heard, because again, we took off running, we had our trampling feet noises, trying to figure out what to do. We were kind of disoriented, our adrenaline was pumping. Seth heard a little bit more of the detailed, defined sounds of what exactly happened.
Also, to add a little bit, we had a lot of emotional stuff going on. Jesse got really sad. I had this kind of fluttery, got the crap scared out of me feeling. I just felt absolutely on point terrified. Like there was someone there trying to threaten me kind of feeling. So yeah, that happened too.
Mm-hmm. I'm not going to turn this on me, but to give a quick little thing, around Hazelgreen is thick woods around, and there's no farm real close by or anything, especially where the sound came from. So it wasn't somebody popping a gun in their farm or whatever. It was too close. It came from the woods.
In the woods.
Mm-hmm.
Now, me and Cole and Christian were down a little ways from these guys, probably about 50, 60 feet, and what I heard, it sounded like rocks being thrown against each other. And then anybody watching this, if you've ever seen Blair Witch Project, when they're in the tent the first few nights, the sound they hear out in the woods, it sounded exactly like that. And we have it on audio, we caught it clearly,
yes.
And so
Very
we will put this right on the end of this video. And we want people to tell us what you think it is.
Yes,
please give us comments, feedback. We want to hear.
Some people, think it might be gunshots, it might be rocks, it might be a tree.
Well, what I thought would be is, those old trees, they pop and snap when they break. I think it sounded like a tree that broke. But the reason why you don't hear the tree falling, hitting the ground, is one, it's thick woods, and let's say if the tree snapped or something, and there's a tree next to it, it laid up against it, so it kind of supported it.
Yeah.
So it popped, and then let's say moved a little bit like that.
Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking.
Whatever it was, whether it was just a tree or rocks falling or whatever.
It was loud.
It was loud, and the coincidence of it happening right after, especially me stepping forward and saying, "Hey, witch, I'm a female. I'm challenging you. Confront me." And then Jesse saying, "I think I just heard 2 or 3 kids leave," and mid-sentence that thing interrupted him when he talked about kids leaving.
And
it was almost like the witch, witch or whatever. Whatever's out there was you know what? You're threatening my territory, and I'm gonna scare the crap out of you, kind of thing.
And we're not saying that just because it's a coincidence that it's paranormal, but we're just saying that kind of leans towards it. And you got to listen to it; it's pretty crazy. It's loud,
intense.
And the reason I think it's more rocks or whatever is because it's a higher pitch. It's like a high,
Yeah.
and you'll hear it. You listen. Please let us know.
And you can,
What
I
you
mean,
think?
directly, like, kind of after that first 2 cracks, you'll hear the rustling of our footsteps right
Yeah.
away. So
You'll be able
Yeah,
to
there's like
find
there's a
3
distinct
cracks
difference between, you know, the rustling in the grass of our footsteps and that cracks that we
Yeah.
heard. So you can tell that it's, you know, it's not us walking.
So please comment and let us know what you guys think. You know, we have some differing opinions on in what it may be, because it sounds like so many different things and the scenarios that could be possible for it. You know, the wide array of things are crazy. So comment, listen to it, repeat it over and over if you need to, and let us know what you guys think, because we're really interested in what your opinions are.
I'll add too that it wasn't us cracking sticks or anything.
Yeah.
We were actually on the edge, you know, like here's the grass, here's the forest. We were right on the edge. So we weren't exactly in the woods. We were sitting in the grass. So
It
wouldn't have been us cracking
echoed.
sticks.
It was.
Yeah, it was very.
I honestly, when I heard it, I thought Jesse or Gert had thrown something large, like a heavy rock, into the woods to scare something. So, I mean, that's how loud it was. But, anyways, we're going to cut this video before it gets too long. So, we'll peace out and we'll talk to you in the next one.
Yeah.
Later.
Last couple minutes, I felt that 3 kids have left these woods. In the past couple minutes, I felt that 3 kids have left these woods.